Hi everyone, and welcome to our review of Falcon and Winter Soldier, episode 4. And as always, I am joined by my amazing friends, Javi and Chino. I completely skipped out on the nicknames I always give them, but yeah, I'm
He's very
super excited.
forgetful.
I am just really excited to talk about this
What an
episode.
episode.
What an episode, guys! Again, before we delve into discussions, full spoilers here. Full spoilers. All right, so there you go. Yeah, talking about the episode. What an episode!
Whew,
Man,
what?
too much.
Oh my god! There's a lot.
It's too much.
That ending for me, particularly the ending. But you know what?
Yeah.
We'll get there. You
let's
know.
go.
But what are your impressions on the episode, Chino?
Uh, I think the main themes that the episode showed was that there's a lot of shades of gray in between all the characters involved in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You can't really tell who's a good person and who's a bad person because they all have their motivations and all are very understandable. Starting with Carly, you could really see that the background of when the snap happened, their lives became better. They were invited into the countries, they had homes, they had
Yep.
jobs. Then when
Yeah.
the snap happened back, which is not their fault, they suddenly lost their jobs. They're put in camps. They were just taken out of the homes that they built for what 5 years now. So you
5
could
years.
really sense that they were basically outcasts, and they want to just bring it back to the world where
They were
they
welcomed.
once knew, and the
Yeah.
world that was accepting of them. So you could see they have motivations there. While the other hand, John Walker, he is
Hate that guy.
basically a sim. even though like what happened to him was so crazy, and we'll get to that in a minute. But like he is the symbol of keeping the law correct. Maybe in the states, or I think the GRC is based in the states, or he could be representing the GRC, but the states and GRC
Yeah.
in general. Like,
Yeah.
and you could say what Carly and the Flag Smashers did was a terrorist act. So
Yeah.
you can't fault a soldier for trying to obey orders, and then looking at it like like let's say you didn't know about the Flag Smashers intently, like you just saw they just blew up a building, they killed 3 people. Like
Yeah.
you're kind of like saying, hey man, let the soldiers catch these terrorists and let these terrorists be held liable for what they did. And even
Yeah. Yeah.
freaking Baron Zemo, like he is not a clear-cut villain because he knows, he gave the background of what super serums do to people. Like he said,
Yeah.
it makes them supremacists, it makes them gods among men, and he wants to
Yeah.
stop that because look what happened to his family, his country. Like they
Yeah, that's
died
his
because
point,
of
right? That's how the Nazis
superheroes.
started.
Yeah,
That's how Ultron started in the
exactly.
Avengers, right?
So like I like that there was a highlight first of all on both John Walker and the Flag Smashers and what their motivations are. It's more fleshed out, and even not just their motivations, their character development in general was more fleshed out in this episode. Actually, Bucky and Sam were just background characters in this whole episode for me. So you could really see that this what this episode does, it really shows the motivations of a lot of different characters, and you can't really tell who's good or who's bad
Yeah.
in this
To
show.
add what you just said, right? It's dealing with the shades. It you were saying how we're dealing with the shades of gray here, right?
Yeah.
From each character, and that part I super agree with. It really hit hard when the Dora. I might be saying the last part wrong. Dora
The Dora
Milaje.
Milaje.
Yeah, when they
Yeah.
when they were on when Ayo was talking about like
Yeah.
you should be turning
8 hours.
Zemo into us and whatnot, and then when she fought John Walker and was
Mhm.
all the Dora Milaje has jurisdiction wherever we feel like we have jurisdiction, right? That's where I really felt the shades of gray. It's like, man, we have people like when we think of Wakanda, they're strong warriors and whatnot. They were part
Yeah.
of helping. They fought off Thanos' army, right?
Yep.
But they also have a stake in this story for their own personal reasons, really. And like
Exactly.
whether you agree with it or not, that's the discussion, right? Because that line when she was saying the Dora Milaje has jurisdiction wherever we feel like we have jurisdiction.
That's already wrong.
Depending on depending
depending
on
on
what
who
side you're coming from, that could sound really wrong, right? It's just that us as a viewer, we're like, oh man, that's a cool line. But really, we're all talking all shades of gray here.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, like, as a viewer, you're already accustomed to superheroes breaking the law or superheroes
Like they're
taking
above
the
the
law
law.
to their own hands. But as a, like, realistically speaking, that's not true. You do not have jurisdiction wherever you
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
There are laws
Legally
in place
speaking.
for that. Yeah.
So okay, so this is a good way to lead to this question then. Since we know that we can all agree that the theme of this show is really, dealing with the different shades of gray. Does Sam have shades of gray? Do you guys feel like he has shades of gray? Because I'm asking this because if we're really heading down the path of him becoming Captain America, should he be having shades of gray?
I don't think he should, honestly. Because for me, I'm really like thinking back to like the Captain America movies and the movies that he was like the focal point. Because I just recently watched it. I think the thing is what an idea they tackle in Falcon and Winter Soldier is like who should Captain America the next one be, correct? But the thing is, they're Bucky. I'm sorry, Sam is the only one that understands that you're just not replacing Steve Rogers because being Captain America is more of like the general idea of what a good guy should be. Because throughout the whole MCU, he objectively was the good guy because he would take into account everyone around him except for himself. There was no personal hate towards them. It's like it just so happened hating Hydra was convenient because they killed his best friend, but they really deserved it. But when you really watch it, it's like people try so hard to be him, but Sam knew that I cannot be him. It's impossible. So I think out of all of them, I think Sam is the only one who really has his head straight to take the mantle, to be honest. Because Bucky's still dealing
I
with
agree
his
100%.
Diba?
I agree 100%.
And the thing is, you never even see him. He never compares himself to Steve Rogers. Like, remember when Zemo said, like, yeah, as he said, like, the super soldier serum creates Nazis, the Avengers. Then he said, except for Steve Rogers. Then what did Zemo say? Touche. He couldn't even answer the question because he was the only one.
No, he said
Correct?
touche, but there has never been another Steve
Another
Rogers.
Steve Rogers. See?
Another
But
Steve
see, like, that's the
Rogers.
thing.
Yeah.
And if you notice, throughout the whole episode, they kept on asking, if you had the serum, would you take it? And they only started asking the other characters later on. But I think in one of the few episodes, they asked Sam and he said no.
Straight up.
See?
He was very,
But-
right? Zemo took notice
Straight
of that.
up.
Like, whoa,
Yeah.
no
He was like,
hesitation.
no, like, you didn't even hesitate.
Like, no
But see what I
hesitation.
mean? Like,
yeah.
But see, like, the other people are doing it not for their own. Like, when Quasi Captain America was talking to his friend, parang the friend's like, yeah, I take it in a heartbeat or something. Then Quasi Captain America, multiple times, like when the Wakanda warriors fought him, what did he say? His pride was so broken, he just told the
They
person,
weren't even super soldiers.
they're not even super soldiers. See?
Yeah.
So you can see it's not for the greater good. Because remember, Steve Rogers did it for the greater good. Not because his pride was broken.
Yeah.
Even if he got his ass kicked a million times, he was the underdog. But this guy has like clout. He was a war hero, but yet it still wasn't enough for him to feel like he should be him.
Yeah.
But for me, to go back to the point, I don't think Sam has shades of gray. For me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm asking that because one thing I noticed in this episode, or I started to realize for myself, is again, I know that this show is tackling the mantle of Captain America. Right?
Yeah.
And I was always wondering, okay, if it's gonna be Sam, how are they gonna prove that he's worthy of it? If it's Bucky, how are they gonna prove that Bucky's worthy of the mantle, right? And I really I'm not sure with you guys if you saw it beforehand, before episode 4, but I started to see it in this episode. And what I mean by that is, Captain America being Steve Rogers becoming Captain America. He became Captain America during World War II. And that was a time when patriotism was at an all-time high and the world was very different. and that was
Yep.
the Captain America that world needed. That's why he was there. And
Mhm.
obviously, he he got into his accident, he froze, and then jumped back in present time, and he's Captain America. So he's a Captain America of the past, living in the present, and
Yeah.
ideologies are
Yep.
so different now. Ideologies are so different, but that's
Mhm.
where we super respect Steve Rogers because he's still upholding this this this
What's right?
belief this America this right that doesn't exist anymore, this way of living that doesn't exist anymore, but he's still
Yeah.
upholding to it because that's what he knows, right? And we don't take him against that. And that's what
Yep.
I love about Sam, and that's where I'm starting to believe in Sam as Captain America, because how they're spinning it is Sam is never gonna be Steve Rogers. He
Yeah.
will be he
Mhm.
will never be the Steve Rogers kind of Captain America, but he can be the Captain America of today with the ideologies of today. Sam knows that he's aware of the shades of gray, and
And
he knows how to see things from different sides, and that's the Captain America
Yep.
I think we're gonna see today. A Captain America who knows how to see both sides, not
yeah.
like Steve Rogers who only saw things in one side, right?
But remember also, he was Steve Rogers' best friend. So he kind of knows what the takeaways are from his generation and now since he is in this generation, diba?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, like that's so now after this episode, I was like, okay, I kind of get what now I'm kind of invested in Sam becoming Captain America. I get it. I get where they're going for. It was. I was like I'm like most people, like oh my god, like no one deserves the mantle. No one that I get. I mean, obviously it's because people are super attached to Steve Rogers, but yun nga,
Steve Rogers.
now it's like okay, it's not becoming Steve Rogers. It's more of like just
Who's
Deserving,
worthy?
this,
Yeah.
yeah,
deserving, and
who's
being
worthy.
worthy of who's
Yeah,
to be the
yeah,
Captain America of this generation.
I think the
yep, yep, yep.
parallels are kind of like Thor's hammer in Mjolnir, if you think about it. Like,
Yeah.
whoever is
Yeah,
worthy should pick it up. But the thing is, that's where the parallels get blurry because it's not just picking it up. It's like if you are
yeah,
physically right for the role and
yeah,
so on and so forth.
yeah. So you have, what did you think about this episode?
Man, like, I was really watching the character of um whatever, quasi Captain America from the start because I didn't like him
I don't like
already.
him also.
As in, I really didn't like him, not because of the way he looked, but just that smirk he gave in episode one. You knew that like he felt so entitled. You know what I mean? Like he felt it. Then I remember there was one episode where he had to bail Sam and Bucky out of jail, and he
Yeah.
felt the clout, and he was like, "I'm Captain America," and he was taking these pictures. Then it kind of started taking a downfall in another episode when someone spat in his face and he shouted, "Don't you know who I am?" The thing is,
Yeah,
the role it commands respect, but it's like that saying, a person who calls himself king isn't a real king. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Yep.
yeah.
That's why when he turned, I was like, I'm not surprised that you would even second guess taking the serum because
Falcon.
you're so insecure. But the thing is, I don't understand what more attention this guy would want because he's a decorated war hero apparently, all of these things. But like, why is he so hell bent on being
So
that guy?
I don't think
okay,
it's attention. Um.
so you think
Yeah. Max, go
that
ahead.
he took this? Sorry. I mean, this is all leading to the same topic. So you think that John Walker took the serum out of what did you just say?
Pride.
He's out of
Out
pride.
of,
You think it's out of pride?
yeah, because like, look,
Mm.
okay, sorry, but I'll just say it real quick. If it was a situation
Sorry, you
where
said
there was a
insecure. You
fight,
said he was insecure. There you
yeah,
go.
here.
That was the
Let's
word.
say there was a situation where there was a fight and and let's say Bucky's out, then Sam is there fighting all of those other super soldiers. Sam would take it just to fight back and win. Not,
Mhm.
but if he didn't have to, he wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
Unlike this guy, because he got his ass kicked by a regular person, he took it. To be frank, the reason why he took it was because of that. Not because he
Yeah,
wanted
but
to fight them and like beat the
yeah.
flag smashers. It's because he just couldn't accept the fact that he got beaten by a regular person. He wanted an unfair hand advantage. Diba?
I think it goes deeper than that though, because if you this is just my take on it. if you
Yeah.
noticed in the episode, there's a sudden shift in the character of John Walker. Maybe it was more slow burning in the previous episodes, but in here you could sense there's this sort of desperation and this sort of yun nga, this insecurity bubbling and up in him. When right when Bucky blocked his way when he wanted to get back to Sam. He was like, "So easy for you, with that serum running in your veins."
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
when
yeah.
he would talk to Hoskins about uh the how this is how in the war it's like he hated the Medal of Valor given to him
Because they
because
did wrong things, and
yeah,
yeah.
they did wrong things and they weren't able to save their people. Like, I think the weight of being Captain America is getting to him, and the fact that
Yeah.
he's not able to still win against Carly. This is his first signature mission as Captain America, and he's not succeeding. And he knows that he's not, like, he knows he's not worthy, partly because he knows, like, Steve had the super serum, he doesn't. Like, he knows he's
But the,
already starting
yeah,
from the eight ball. So
yeah, I
like,
know. But
all his
for me,
insecurity is bubbling it, he's bubbling
but
it up, and like he knows he's failing. That's why he says, oh shit, I really have to take this.
no, but for me,
Yeah.
the reason why it's weird is because even without the super soldier serum, Chris Evans always fight back. That's why, like,
Oh yeah,
I can do
yeah,
this all day. Unlike
yeah,
John Walker, he gets his ass kicked one time and he just gives up.
yeah,
He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
yeah.
if I just
Which
had
shows
that, I
the
would have beaten
difference
you."
between the two
See
Captain
the
Americas,
parallel.
really.
And so, sorry, I took a note. Remember what Hoskins said to John Walker in the airport? He said, "Power makes people more of themselves." There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Which is what the doctor told Steve. Basically the same
Hmm.
thing as what the doctor told
Yeah.
And he
Steve in the
trusted
first
him.
Captain America. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you guys blame John Walker for taking that serum?
He's taking it. He took it for the wrong reasons.
Chino?
Honestly.
Um, looking at it
It's like,
as
sorry, go ahead, Chino.
go ahead.
Because I
For
just
me,
wanted.
kasi looking at it as a soldier, like in his head, he has to take it to accomplish this mission. But looking at it as a broader, in the thematic point of view, in the story point of view, I agree with Javi that he took it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
But in his
Yeah.
warped sense of pride and justice, he thinks he's correct.
Like, okay, yeah, kind of, I think that's like what you're saying, right? In the sense, as us as a viewer, and in, looking at this as a TV show, he is being selfish and he's being, uh he's being insecure about himself, right? uh but being in his shoes, really, I really can't take it against him.
No,
I
I
cannot.
disagree.
I
I
Because,
disagree.
like,
I agree.
imagine as a guy, you have Medal of Honor. You have like 3 Medal of Honors, and you were entrusted to be Captain America because of whatever achievements you have, right? And you know that there's a lot of responsibility to take on that mantle. There is, again, that's what the show has been dealing with, right? Like, this rep means something to so many people in different
But
ways.
you know what I
There's a lot of
realized though?
responsibility, right? Mm.
Yeah, what I realized though is like because like I said, like, this all could have been so avoided if Hoskins and John Walker just teamed up with Bucky and Sam, and it really would have been more cohesive. But the thing is, John Walker isn't giving credit to Sam and Bucky because they know what they're doing. They've dealt with things like this on multiple occasions, so like countless times, to be honest. But he just feels like, since I'm Captain America, you should follow me. But and remember what they said? They were like, "No, you're not Captain America. You're not my Captain America." So it's like, if you just like understood, you could have been even more respected, and they would have listened to you rather than you just demanding it or commanding them to respect you.
But
That's why it was so uncalled for him to take it for no
just a
reason.
follow up though. Just a follow up though.
Yeah.
John Walker did offer to work with Bucky and Sam.
Really, he did that.
Episode.
He did. And they were
I
rejected
remember.
twice.
Yeah.
Twice. Once in the Jeep,
That's why, like,
and then one after the jail. After
That's why,
they
like,
were
yeah.
freed from jail.
yeah, yeah. That's why. Imagine all these scenes. Imagine being John Walker, right? You tried to play nice, and it didn't work, right? And then I could talk about this episode in episode 4, right? there was that scene where they show up, where John Walker and Battlestar meet Sam and Bucky and Zemo, right? In the street.
Yep.
And then you see
Yep.
Captain America trying to take command. Like, no, we have to do this, we have to do this. And then they're like, no, we're not gonna do this. And then they just continue walking past him. So imagine the insult that is for you as Captain America, right? And then the next scene, like a few scenes after that, was the scene where John Walker goes in front of Sam, right? And then he stops him. So it's like no one is really respecting this guy.
Yeah, but man,
Right?
if
And
he
you know
just
that's what
let
the movies and that's what the show is doing on purpose. They're obviously showing us these moments where he's being disrespected, so he gets to that tipping point, right? But anyway,
but
so
man,
even after that scene, when John Walker goes up when they go back to the unit, right, where they all meet up, and then John Walker talks, and then Sam's all, the only thing here that's running is your mouth.
The only thing
imagine-
you're running here is your mouth.
yeah.
Yeah, so imagine the amount of disrespect, and then after that he got his ass handed, right?
Well, I
So
think, but speaking about
imagine
disrespect,
what
I
that does
think
to
that,
a person.
but remember, it's like being professional. That's how I see it. Even if your
Mm.
boss runs his mouth at you, you still are under no obligation to take things into your own hands to do it. And look where that led him. If he just let Sam talk to the girl, it could have been diffused. But at what cost? Dude, his best friend died. Like,
Mhm.
diba? Like, it just could have been so avoided. And that's what frustrates me. Like,
Yeah.
and at the end, look what
Yeah.
happened. There's a thing in governments called deniability. How can you deny your nation's like symbol going ham on this guy's face in the middle of a plaza?
Yeah.
Like, come
Yeah. So I guess that
With
leads us
people.
to
right?
yeah,
Like,
which leads us to our
what?
biggest part of the episode, which I think we could all agree with. That last fucking 10 minutes, 15 minutes. What a fucking
Man.
ride. What a ride.
Whoa.
Like,
man.
you know, this is where it was at that last 10, 15 minutes where I really, really love the character of John Walker. I love to hate him. He's not the kind of he's not kind of like, Joker is the type of villain you love to hate, but in a different way. This guy, I just really hate him because, again, the contrast against Steve Rogers is
Steve.
always there. Seeing that end, what I wanted to mention actually was even before that was when they were fighting in that room when they were like 2-on-2, right? Right shortly before Battlestar died,
was
Bucky was fighting someone with a knife, right? And
Yeah.
he throws a knife beside someone, right?
On the yeah,
He could have
next to
killed
his
him.
face.
Could have killed him, right? And I feel like that's something I wanted
like
to bring
right
up
here.
because just right
Yeah.
there, that really plays a big. It really shows a lot in regards to the serum, right? It's
his
not
humanity,
you don't
yeah,
just take
yeah.
the serum. Like there's a lot of responsibility with taking the serum. Because look at Carly. She just killed the guy without me. No one meant to kill anyone. I'm pretty sure. Everyone, again, we're dealing with shades of
Yeah.
gray here. They are all after their own reasons.
But you have
no
to
one,
control.
no one,
Like you control your
Yeah.
strength.
yeah. And we saw Bucky control himself to not kill that guy with his knife, followed by
Yeah.
Carly killing Battlestar, followed by John Walker killing the friend of the other dude.
He went,
The-
dude. There was no humanity with how he
Yeah.
killed him like an animal. That's what I think that really reflects on the character that John Walker is now. Because he could have just like punched like what Captain America would do. Punch him in the face one time, he's knocked out, he's taken in. You
Yeah.
whacked him in the face with the shield 8, 9 times.
Shout out to that shot of the shield at the end
Of the
with John
him
Walker.
holding the shield with the blood.
And his
Yeah.
head
Best
is
shot
kind of
of
like
the show.
tilted. Oh man,
Man,
And-
there was no humanity. Even
Yeah.
Bucky isn't that brutal. Dude, seriously.
Yeah.
But if you think about
I
it,
don't.
the reason he was pushed to do it was number one, like he could already sense in that scene where he was talking with Hoskins in the airport. There's trauma in what he went through in Afghanistan, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I understand. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then that when Carly killed Hoskins, it really that's the tipping point. That's what made him snap.
That's his
'Cause,
best
like,
friend, man.
That's his best friend. It's another soldier lost. It's his best soldier lost. And that's really what made him snap. Because look, after that, all he wanted to do was just get to Carly. And then he had this uncontrollable rage that even when the
Yeah.
guy said, "Hey man, it wasn't me," he was like, "F it," and then bang, 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 bang. That really like it broke him. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that man, I'm so interested to see how his character will progress moving forward.
I'm very, and this is, I'm really, my eyes are on on the next episode,
Oh
because
yeah.
how they deal with this, it, it it's like an elephant in the room. It's like, what are you gonna do? I
Yeah.
mean, we know that with this episode, they were mirroring real life, right?
Yeah.
We're dealing here with
Mm.
public killings of authority, it'll be cops or whatever. So again, we briefly touched on racial themes, and it wasn't tackled
Yeah.
as in depth as I wanted them to. So I'm wondering if they'll do it with this one, because if you ask me, I'd like to ask you too, like how they should deal with this in the next episode, right? Because with John Walker doing what he did, I understand. I would personally want him accountable, obviously, for many
Of
reasons.
course.
But I just feel like what the show's gonna do is, again, these guys are still terrorists. Sure, they're shades of gray. We're talking about shades of gray,
Yeah.
but public perception, these guys are terrorists. They already killed a few
Yep.
people, right? They're
Mhm.
terrorists. So the question here is, will John Walker be excused? Like, what
I
path
don't
are
think
they
he
gonna?
will. Dude, that's like the rep of the what's this word looking for? Like the embodiment of America. Like
Yeah.
there's a difference between fighting someone to subdue someone like Captain America would do. And there's a difference between fighting someone to end that person's life. And that is like
Yeah,
a really different thing. That is like the personification of America. Like going postal on
yeah.
this guy lying down on the street.
As to your
Man.
point, Captain America being the personification of America. That's why, like, that shot was even more eerie to see the
Mhm.
shield bloodied.
With
How
Man.
blood.
that mirrors what's
And
going
then
on in the States now. It's just like,
Yes.
nice touch, Disney.
I don't know if you
And
noticed also, like probably the one before that shot of him with the blood. Like you can see when he's looking around and then up to leading to that shot, like he has this crazed look in his eyes. Like
I thought he
parang
was gonna like
he
kill
was
him.
there wasn't even any like remorse.
Remorse.
Like he
Shame.
was just
No shame.
like yeah, he was like it literally his head just snapped. And then like there's no remorse in his eyes even when he figured out like tens and 20 people were watching. So it's like crazy. Yeah, go ahead,
yeah,
Dax.
um, yeah. To add to that, you know how in the news, right? They'll always like. It was very recent with the Stop Asian Hate or Stop
Hate.
Asian Crime
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
thing, right? One of the more recent ones, like the cop was saying, "Oh, this is a guy who just had a bad day, right? He had
Yeah.
a bad day, or he was
Yeah,
pushed to
yeah,
his
No, that,
whatever,
that was the
right?
shooting.
yeah.
The shooting. Yeah.
Yeah,
The shooting of the
um,
massage
The
spa.
six. Yeah. The six of
yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm expecting. That's the kind of narrative I'm expecting with this episode. Because like we were saying, right? Chino, like John Walker has this crazy eye. He has that crazy posture. His eyes are all fucking
Yeah.
like scary, right? And that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm really expecting them to tackle next episode. They're just gonna say this is a guy who was pushed to his limit. His partner just died. But you know what? He still killed a terrorist, so he's fine. So that's ultimately where I think the road's gonna go. So
I think it lands more in the middle. That's my prediction. Because again, one thing to note is that Power Broker is still out there.
Yeah.
Um
Sharon
I
Carter.
think like he might be pardoned, quote unquote. Like they might try to pardon him, but I think this breaks him even more. Like he will, because if you think about it, this is different. First of all, they're not in their own jurisdiction; they're in
Mhm.
someone else's jurisdiction. They're in Latvia, and second,
Latvia.
it was murder in cold blood with a dozen of people around with cameras on their phone. I think it's going to like the public um sentiment towards John Walker will be so bad that he's going to be pushed further and further to the dark side. And I predict that it will be pushed further and further to working alongside the power broker.
Yeah. Yep. So it'll be very interesting to see where they take John Walker's character in the next episode. Will he be tried? Will he be set free? Be interesting to see what happens with the mantle. Obviously, from here, this is where it starts to get passed on to Sam because we only have two more episodes left, right? But what I wanted to ask you guys, what do you guys think is gonna happen to Zemo? Because now it really looks like Zemo is not the main villain of this show. Do you think
I don't
he's
think
gonna
so. I
be
don't. I never thought so. I never thought he was the main villain of the show.
I mean, I thought he was gonna be. I mean, I thought U.S. Walker was just gonna be. Oh,
I'm
have you
back.
got disconnected?
I'm back.
I really thought Zemo was gonna be the villain, like midway. Looks like he's not gonna be the villain.
I think he's a long-term
Uh,
villain.
I think he is definitely a character you're gonna see on and off. He's gonna come in and he's gonna come in and out. So I don't think he's gonna be. He'll ever be pegged as a full-on villain at this point.
Because
He's
we
gonna
still
be
don't
like a
know.
Loki. He's gonna
Mm-mm.
be
We
like a
still don't know
Loki.
what we don't know what his motive is. Still.
Yeah. No, I think his motive is just. I think there is no motive really. His motive is still the same. It's really just, hey man,
Chaos is his
needed help.
motive.
Like no chaos, but in particular to eradicating super soldiers. That
Yeah.
is like his
Yeah,
purpose,
super
and I
serum.
feel like
'Cause-
that's really it.
Yeah, you could see him. He was stepping on the super serums. He
Yeah.
really wanted
Yeah.
no super serums to exist.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with Zemo. Apparently, like wanted to bring this up. They're planning. There are rumors of them having a show, uh, with Zemo in it, with Sharon in it. So it makes
Oh,
sense
wow.
that they're okay. Yeah, like they're gonna try to make Zemo a
Oh my
good
god,
guy,
a
which
Madripoor
is really
show?
working. That'd be dope. That'd be so
A
dope. That'd be so
Madripoor
dope.
show. Let's go.
Yeah. Like supposedly the show is called Thunderbolts. It's a comic. Thunderbolts is a comic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Thunderbolts is a
Yeah.
comic. Yeah.
So what's happening is Thunderbolts is a comic. It's basically a group of ex supervillains, and now they're kind of like doing heroic shit, right? I don't really know much about them, but I know Zemo is a part of it. And the ongoing theory is General Ross. What's his name? Thunderbolt Ross. What's the dude in
Thunderbolt
Hulk?
Ross. Yeah.
Thunderbolt
Yeah.
Ross, right? He's the one that
Yeah.
he's the one that assembles his team. He gets Zemo. He'll get Sharon Carter, and they'll have their own show. And that leads me to believe that's why Sharon Carter might be the power broker.
Power
She's
broker.
getting the super. She's getting the superhero, super serum soldiers because they'll have they want to do their own experiments for that team of theirs. So basically, the one running the show, like a theory of other people, is it's by Ross. So it'll be interesting because supposedly, again, this is kind of like WandaVision, right? There's supposed to be a cameo next episode.
Yeah,
We'll
I
fucking
saw. There's
see.
supposed to be a major cameo.
Really?
I'm there. They said it's gonna be by a known actor playing a
But-
character in the Marvel universe that's really known and that has never been seen before.
In any movie.
So
So okay.
Wait, what do you mean?
he's
Oh,
never.
wait. So it's
Yeah,
So it rules out the Fantastic Four. It rules out all of them.
I don't think
Basically,
it'll be the Fantastic Four really. At most, I'm thinking
Okay.
it's the new Black Widow.
who is? Oh, really?
Uh,
Good idea.
Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh's character. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm maybe it's her. I'm still wanting it to be.
So I just know for sure Power Broker will be revealed next episode.
But no, I feel like it'll be a cliffhanger.
Oh man.
Really? I don't
yeah.
think so.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be a cliffhanger because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be revealed next episode that it's Sharon Carter. If it's not Sharon Carter, I'm putting my money already that it's some big bad they're setting up for the long term that we don't really know yet.
I don't think.
I'm Osborn.
I really don't think it's Sharon Carter, but we'll see.
I don't think it's super predictable for me.
Yeah.
Okay, for me.
If it's not her, she's at very least working for him.
Oh yeah, that I wouldn't be
That
surprised.
could
Yeah.
that could be true.
Yeah.
I just don't think she's Power Broker mismo.
Same.
Yeah. So yeah, another thing I wanted to talk about with the episode is that scene where Sorry, I'm like turning a blank. What do you guys think of the fight scene of uh
The end.
turning a
The
blank?
end fight scene.
No. The fight scene of the Dora Milaje
Man,
and
To
Captain
Dora
America.
Milaje.
dude,
Yeah.
Bucky lived in Wakanda for like how many years? He is very well aware that these people can kick ass.
Yep.
That's why, if you notice, he
Yep.
was like,
Yep.
"Yo, don't, like, just don't."
So
No, it
I
was
found
Sam. It was Sam
Sam,
who
actually,
said.
Sam
yeah, it was
knew.
Sam. Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
"Just don't."
It was Sam.
Really?
Yeah.
I found it so funny when Captain Not America was trying to mansplain the situation
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like that to Ayo. I'm like, oh, dude.
Oh
Ow,
no.
no.
Yeah.
Put the pointy sticks
Because
down.
he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know about
Yeah,
Wakanda in general.
yeah. It's like,
Like you
point
don't
down
do
the
that in Wakanda.
ears. And I'm like, oh my god, you fucked up.
No, but I think I'm not sure if I'm like over analyzing it. But did you see when so the one of them like threw the spear through like it went through like the leather band of the shield and he got stuck, right?
Yeah.
Then like she gets it.
Yeah.
Like and the way she picks up the shield is like she kicks it off the ground and like she just catches it. So
Mhm.
it kind I think
Yeah.
it was kind of like it was like an insult to him. It's like, see, I can do it. Like seriously, it's not
Yeah.
like a big deal.
Yeah.
No,
Damn.
also I also that was also a pretty significant scene for me because if you think about it, that shield is made of vibranium
Yeah, from them.
from Wakanda.
That's why they said they wanted
Yeah,
to take
so
it
it's really it's like this is supposed to be ours if you think about it.
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
But then Io says
Such a good-
put it back down, so it's really not important to them. But still, an interesting
Yeah.
thing to see.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Does adamantium exist in the MCU?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
I don't
X-Men
think so.
territory na eh.
Not yet.
Yeah,
anyway.
But yeah, I wanted to mention this scene also because again, it reinforces one of the things I really hate about the show right now. No one is keeping an eye on fucking Zemo.
Dude, fourth time. Twice in one episode. Seriously.
It's like
Though to
It's
be
like,
fair,
what's
that was John Walker's fault.
these guys are Avengers, all right? Like, no, I mean, I'm not fuck blaming John Walker. I blame Sam and Bucky. It's like you already know that people are fighting. You guys are Avengers. The first thing you should do is fucking get Zemo. You guys know what he caused.
Or
No.
don't you have futuristic handcuffs?
I think
Like,
they needed to fight because they were gonna kill John Walker and Hoskins.
Okay, fine. But okay, give me my another example then. When they were in that refugee camp, when Zemo was talking to the kids, why weren't they beside Zemo?
Yeah.
Why were they like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
what's he
true.
up to? It's like, is it?
True.
I don't know. Is this just a big plot hole that we're supposed to excuse?
No, or like
Like-
what I didn't get was was there any significance when he gave the girl a candy and said like, "Don't trust them; they're evil men." Like, is there a significance there?
Because he
Is
needed the leverage.
Yeah.
No, I
He
know, but
needed
like,
the information only for himself.
Yeah.
okay,
Like when I rewatched it, I was thinking apparently like, oh, what if there's like a secret conversation part that we don't know? But I
Yeah,
really
that's
think
what I
it was
thought.
just to find out the location of
I don't think
Oh.
so. Yeah.
the Donya girl, Donya
Yeah.
Maria
To be fair
or something
to
like
be fair
that.
to Zemo, he really was helping the mission.
yeah, he really was.
Because like I really think
Yeah.
he really wants to destroy the super serum.
Yeah,
So, but
No,
like
but
once he
Zemo,
knows,
like,
he
is
just doesn't
not
want to
a
be
villain
apprehended.
in this episode. He's really not a villain in
Yeah.
the
Dude, at
show.
one
Rap.
point, like we were watching it, then but there was a scene where Zemo picks up one of it. Then Danny was like, "He's gonna take it." Then I was like, "No, he's against it." Then in my head, is he gonna take it? I was like, "Woo!" Like, I was
That okay. Shout out to that scene. I love that scene where he just went ham on the thing. But
Yeah.
Missed
prior,
one.
like as nice as that scene is, what I also can't forgive is he hates super soldiers. He was already about to kill one. Why didn't he just kill her?
Yeah, exactly.
Kill her and then step on the thing.
No,
Yeah, like, bam.
I think because like he saw the importance of because like he's so angry at the serum, so he was really gonna kill her, right? Because bang, shot her in the
Yeah.
stomach,
yeah.
and then like she went to hide. So as he was gonna go to kill her, all of the super serum went out, right? Your
Yeah.
focus then is just to
He's like,
destroy
he's
the
like,
super
"Ooh."
serum.
No, he was
Yeah.
like, "Is that what I think
Because
it
like
is?"
he wants to make sure no super soldiers exist. So serum over that super soldier for sure. If
All
you were
right,
Zemo.
that's
Yeah.
yeah, that's valid. That's valid.
Can I just bring up
Yeah.
this one point that I found so weird? I always find this weird in every Marvel movie, okay? If you notice, like Thor, dude, Thor, like they stuff his face in the ground, cement, throw him off buildings, falls off whatever. But when a knife comes out, he's so scared. Dude, someone whacks you into a cement wall, you could die. But Loki whips out a dagger, and you're like, oh no, like that's why what I liked here was like it's so realistic. Like,
Yeah.
dude, Sam is not a super soldier, correct? He's a normal
Yeah.
human being who knows how to operate the wings really well. He's been punched by the Winter Soldier, by all of these people, and he never died. But Battlestar gets punched really hard and he dies. I was like, oh man, like it's getting so much more realistic now.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
broke his neck,
I
dude.
I feel bad for
Crazy.
Battlestar.
He
I
broke
really
his neck.
think he's a guy. Yeah. I really feel like Battlestar. I'm not sure if they
Collateral
were
damage.
in the prior episodes. Did you guys ever feel like, okay, this guy is sincerely a good character,
Who?
or
Battlestar?
did you
or-
think?
I think so,
Yeah,
yeah.
Battlestar. Right?
No, I
He's
know.
I
sincerely
think so.
a
He was
good
just really
character.
loyal to John Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they're
yeah,
friends, they're
yeah.
homies. Because like the brotherhood that they shared in the war, I will never understand. And
Yeah.
they're friends.
Yeah. Sucks. He's gone. I wonder though if, because in the comics he is an actual superhero.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll give him the serum. If there's,
I-
because there's
I
five
don't
more
think they bring
remaining.
him back to life.
Huh?
Yeah, there's still some remaining.
I thought all
If
were,
you do the
they
count,
had all.
there are
I thought Zemo destroyed all.
there are 20 vials. Remember.
He made he
So
made 20.
if you do the math, there's 5 left.
Even
No,
with
but
the
dude,
super
he's
soldiers
Like,
currently
he's dead
existing.
already though.
Not all. I mean, if you count all, there's 5 left. If I'm not mistaken.
Interesting.
Yeah. Be interesting to see where they take it. If that's if because how many have the serum in the Flag Smashers?
I think
Is
like
it everyone?
five or six of them. Not a lot.
I think like 7 at the most.
Yeah.
See? And he did not. There were less than 13 on the floor.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I wasn't
that's an
counting.
interesting. Oh yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't catch that honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something I researched on Reddit. Like, oh yeah, there's 5. So, which leads me to think that I'm like, okay, this is how we're gonna see new villains or whatever. Because in the Marvel comics, there are a lot of villains
Yeah.
that have the super serum,
Yeah.
whatever, with them. Like, okay, maybe
Yeah.
this
Because
is how
of
they
the power
experimented.
broker.
I don't know. Yeah, see, so that's interesting.
I bet
So,
he
yeah.
has like a trump card. Like he has something up his sleeve.
Who? John Walker.
Like see Power Broker. I'm pretty sure he has more.
We have 2 more episodes. It's again, this might be the same setup of what happened to WandaVision. People are like, oh, there's gotta be a big plan here by someone, and there really wasn't anything.
So wala
big.
pala, no?
There's no big reveal. So I don't know. I'm trying to keep my expectations at the minimum.
Yeah.
I really think it's just Sharon Carter, and there's no big. Well, that would.
I think they're gonna introduce a new character. They will.
I
We
think they
shall see.
shed Power Broker to light.
You think they should what do you mean again, Cheens? They should like shed
I
on them
think
some
they
more on Power Broker?
Yeah, no, I think they
Next-
definitely introduce Power Broker. I don't think it's
If
a
it's
cliffhanger.
Kingpin, I'm gonna do a backflip because that means Daredevil exists in that universe.
That's not gonna happen.
Isn't
Matagal pa si
that
Daredevil.
confirmed?
They got the rights back, but that's about it. Nothing's been produced so far. There's no script going around or anything
Yeah.
for Daredevil.
I know who Power Broker is, bro. It's
Who?
Luke Cage.
Stupid. Does sound like a name he would have, right?
Luke Cage. What?
Oh, Power Broker. Ah!
Diba?
So stupid. But yeah, so that wraps up. Oh, am I frozen?
Yeah.
So cool.
Damn, you look good.
Me.
Oh,
Oops.
I guess it's our show now.
Stupid.
We
Okay.
are the captain now.
I am the captain now. That's John Walker, dude. Dude, that should be the title of this episode. I am the captain now.
Look at me.
Oh man.
Look at me. I am the captain
Wait,
now.
let me.
Can I just say I watched that recently? It's so epic pala.
Which one?
Captain Phillips.
Captain Phillips. I haven't watched that yet.
Anyway, back
But
to Captain
let's
America.
let's close this episode. So yeah, what did you guys think of this week's episode? Do you guys like?
I give it a 9 out of 10.
Were there 9 out of 10? Jeans.
Yeah, I give it a 9 out of 10. It's so much meat to the ep that like we haven't actually unpacked so much more stuff. It's just that we wanted to be laser focused, and we're still almost at 50 minutes. So sorry, guys. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's so much to unpack. Definitely a 9
This
out of
episode
10.
is like the drop before a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next week's episode is going to be super interesting. So what did you guys
Yeah.
think of this week's episode? Let me know in the comment section down below, and we'll see you again next week.